Okay, so I'm Nicole Rowland, formerly Black, one of Alyssa's matron of honor. And when Alyssa gave a toast at my wedding 2 years ago, she told a story about how she knew Brian, my husband, was the one for me. She said that for the first time they met, she thought to herself, this is going to be a good test to see if Brian can go on a 3-hour car ride with us while we play and sing very loudly NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Spice Girls for the next 3 hours. And to her surprise, Brian sang louder than both of us. And that's how she knew he was the one. So with that being said, Casey, I'm going to need you to get up here and sing a little something. Okay, just kidding. I mean, unless you feel really inspired right now. No? Hit me, baby, one more time? No. Okay, so on a more serious note, the more I experience life, the more I've come to realize, how truly beautiful our friendship is. Alyssa and I have been best friends since kindergarten, and when I moved away in 8th grade, we pretty much thought it was the end of the world. But here we are, 25 years later. Alyssa Rose, you're one of the best things that's ever happened to me. You make my life better just by being in it. You have taught me so much in life that shaped me who I am today. From teaching me about loving God, to how to fall off a rope swing, to immensely unsuccessful prank calls, and the very delicate skill of sneaking cookie dough from the refrigerator without having to bake it. I can only pray that one day the memories we have created will be ones that our children share as well, while wearing matching homemade puppy paint sweatshirts, of course. So if I can impart one piece of married wisdom upon you both, a true relationship is two unperfect people refusing to give up on each other. Two people that wake up every morning and choose each other every single day. So if everyone could raise their glass to the beautiful new Mr. and Mrs. Baker, I wish you nothing but a lifetime of love and happiness. I love you both.
So my name's Connor. I'm the best man for Casey, which I had assumed until last night meant I was also his best friend. He gave a speech last night in front of 50 people that said, Connor's my best man, which doesn't mean he's my best friend. He's just, quote, the least likely to screw this up. So, joke's on you. I can screw it up as well as any of these guys. And I will. So anyways, I had an entire speech written. It was very heartfelt. Had a lot of memories about Casey. Then Wheela told the entire speech word for word last night. I had the Pepsi Coke, Cancun Cabo, hamburgers, line for line, and he said it before me. So instead, I would just talk about conspiracy theories. I'm actually serious about that. Because that's one of my fondest memories about Casey is going over to his house and talking conspiracy theories. Melting point of steel beams, green people under the earth, etc., etc. But the one I'm going to focus on today is a very special conspiracy theory. I'm gonna do a little experiment here. How many people remember the line, Luke, I am your father? Show of hands. You guys remember it? Right, 100% of you remember it. Never happened. Never happened. He says, no, I am your father. Ah, right? Okay, Ariane. What color was C-3PO?
I mean, he was Persian, so he's gold.
Was C-3PO 100% gold?
Of course.
False. He had a silver leg. Look it up. So this is called the Mandela effect. And it's called the Mandela effect because large swaths of people misremember that Nelson Mandela died in prison. He didn't. He survived. He became president, died peacefully. One day, in maybe March of 2017, Casey calls me on the phone in a panic. It's a Tuesday night. He's like, man, I'm freaking out here. Get over here now. So I'm in a panic because I'm his best friend. Because I'm the least likely to screw up, making him feel better. And I rush over to Casey's house. I'm thinking, oh no, did something happen with Alyssa? No, nothing happened. And he said, Mandela effect. Okay, when the Large Hadron Collider hit those things together, made an alternate universe, and now we're misremembering things. Anyways, we talked through it. We came to the conclusion that it's a ton of BS. None of that's real. We just misremember things. But that conversation transitioned into, hey, I bought an engagement ring. No, sorry, he said I bought a ring. So I was like, what, a mood ring? A boxing ring? Crime ring? I don't know. And he said, no, an engagement ring for Alyssa. And I was hesitant at first. They hadn't known each other that long. I didn't know Alyssa that well. And I asked him, I thought, I'll be open-minded. And I sat down and I said, Casey, why do you want to marry Alyssa? And he gave me the most genuine answer I've ever heard. He said, she's my best friend. And I love her. And so I didn't have any reservations about it after that. And to this day, I still don't have any reservations. You're amazing. Cheers to both of you.
My name is Katie, and Alyssa is my best friend also. And I'm very nervous. I did a lot of research when I was preparing for this speech, and I read a lot of things about what you should say and what you shouldn't say, and so I'm just going to try to stick to that. But I grew up with Alyssa. Well, not really grew up with her, but we became friends freshman year of high school, and I didn't know anybody at Seahome, and she invited me to eat lunch with her in the hall, and we would just hang out together, and then unfortunately I didn't give it long enough at Seahome, and I transferred to Squalicum, but I should have just stayed at Seahome with Alyssa. But even though I transferred, I had a great relationship with Alyssa, and we continued to stay best friends. And she invited me to her Halloween party, and that was the first time that we hung out really outside of school, and it was really special. And I think I'm just going to say how happy I am for the two of you, and I love Casey. I've gotten to know him pretty well through the last couple of years, and he's quite an amazing guy, and I couldn't be happier for Alyssa. And I can't wait for them to have babies and just get to hang out and, I'm just really looking forward to their future. So cheers, raise your glasses to the bride and groom. Cheers.
I am one of the groomsmen. This is my first time being in a wedding, and as Casey would describe it, it's super dope filthy. I want to lead off with the fact that I am the wild card of the crew. I am the one that Casey was afraid of. Me and Casey, over the years, we've recorded mixtapes. You guys might have heard us. Maserati Helicopters. We actually recorded that in a sauna. Beat sauna, right? Our flow's getting hotter. We actually went on a 3-week road trip when all of our friends said that we wouldn't, because we had a screenplay. Remember the screenplay that I wrote and you threw in the trash? Everybody said that we wouldn't film that movie. And we went on that road trip and we proved them 100% right. We came back with a 4-minute dance video of us dancing in various locations. But the way that me and Casey really bonded was discussions about things that are, how do you describe it? Balling? Luxurious items. What will we do when we become rich, right? Yachts, motorcycles, mansions, Lamborghinis. But then Casey, one of these days, we were talking about what we would buy, and Casey was like, diamond-studded dolphin. And at that moment, in my brain, I was like, a bedazzled dolphin? That's super ballin'. I couldn't wrap my, that's pretty sick. And over the years, we would talk about ballin' things, like mansions, how we buy a motorcycle and throw a birthday party for the motorcycle. It doesn't make sense, right? But over the years, in the back of my brain, this dolphin was sitting there, the diamond-studded dolphin. That's still the most ballin' thing. And then, his eyes would shimmer, when he would talk about this dolphin. And then all of a sudden, there was a gap in time, and we stopped talking about this dolphin, right? And I was like, oh, what the hell's happened? Has he forgot about the dolphin? I even told him this morning when we were in passing, I was like, Casey, remember the dolphin? And he was like, And then I realized he didn't need a bedazzled dolphin anymore. A diamond-studded dolphin. He didn't need that. He already has his life's purpose. So to Casey and his diamond-studded porpoise.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mackenzie. I can't believe I have to follow that. I'm not that funny. Alyssa and I became best friends in high school. We became friends because we got sat next to each other in honors English. And everyone else in the class was friends, and we didn't have any friends in that class because our friends weren't that smart. So Alyssa and I sat next to each other, and we became friends. I was trying out for cheerleading. I told Alyssa about it. She was like, oh, I was thinking about trying out for cheerleading. I was like, do it. So we both became cheerleaders. After that, we pretty much became inseparable. We were even on yearbook staff together, and our editor didn't even bother putting us with other people to edit pages because Alyssa and I just hung out the entire time anyway. We'd leave, go get coffee. She'd wonder where we were. We were at Starbucks, not at school. But after high school, I went off to college. But Alyssa and I stayed really close, and we've always been adventure buddies. I can call Alyssa and say, hey, Alyssa, you want to go to the Gorge this weekend and go to a concert for 4 days? Sure. Hey, Alyssa, do you want to go camping the weekend? Sure. Hey, Alyssa, do you want to go jump off a cliff? Sure. When her and Casey started dating, we were at a bridal shower, and Valentine's Day was coming up that weekend. And we're all talking about what we were doing for Valentine's Day, dating our significant others. I'm like, Alyssa, you got any plans for Valentine's Day? She's like, yeah, I'm going to dinner with Casey. I'm like, Casey? Who's that? Casey Baker. Casey Baker. And he went to a different high school than we did, but I knew who Casey was. And I was like, well, that's really random. And she was like, yeah, I don't know. He asked me to go to dinner, and we'll see how it goes, and blah, blah, blah. Well, about a month later, we were planning a trip to New Orleans for my birthday, and Alyssa was coming. And I was like, well, why don't you invite Casey? It seems like you guys are dating. And she's like, well, Casey doesn't really like live music. He gets dizzy when he goes to concerts. And I thought to myself, man, this is not going to work out. Alyssa and I's entire relationship is based on music. We go to concerts every weekend. But Casey came with us. We had an amazing time. But I knew the first couple hours we were in New Orleans that Casey was the one. We hadn't slept for over 24 hours. We couldn't check into our hotel, so we went to brunch and we were telling stories. And I knew because of the way Alyssa laughed at Casey's jokes. And I mean, I think Casey's funny, but Alyssa's laugh, Alyssa's laugh was different. And I really, from then on, had no reservations about it. I knew that Casey, he was allowed into our adventures. He could come in and be adventure buddies with us. But, you know, all you want for your friend when you're going through high school, you know, you see all these relationships that, you know, you never should have dated that person. That was a waste of my time. And all you want for your friend is for her to find a wonderful man who treats her like the princess she should be, who's so kind and generous. And I know you'll take the best care of my friend. And I'm so happy that I can watch your guys' life unfold together, whatever that might hold. And I'm so honored to be a part of it. You guys are a beautiful couple. So please raise their glasses to Alyssa and Casey. I love you guys.
For those of you who do not know us, we are the better-looking Baker siblings. I know that we don't have a lot of resemblance, but this is how Casey would look like with hair. So, unfortunately, that is where we are at.
I didn't say it.
I did, though. So, yes, I am Kristen. I'm Casey's younger sister. And growing up with two older brothers, I get a lot of people who ask me, are they the protective type? Did they, you know, coddle you? And that was absolutely not the case. Actually, I was more of the one that coddled Casey. And that's really been our entire life. And I'm going to talk about that because I don't think he's gotten enough embarrassment. I mean, Diamond said a dolphin. That was hard to follow, Ariane. That really was. That was a wild card indeed. I thought this maybe could have been the funniest speech, but it's not. So growing up with Casey, he was very, very sentimental as a child. I tried to kill him once with a stir stick. That is a true story. He was being incredibly annoying, and I shoved it right into the back of his throat, and he cried for like 3 days after that. But then that just got progressively worse. There's a story on the boat where we hit him in the head with a peanut, and he lost it. Lost it. So this is what you have to look forward to. But you know, one of the things about Casey is I pretty much can take credit for every single one of his accomplishments in his life. Absolutely everything. So it started out in college. I had originally applied to be a bartender at a restaurant, and they gave me a marketing manager job. And thankfully, Casey had just been fired from his bartending job because he was a really good one. And this restaurant needed a recommendation. So I went out on a limb and said, oh, my brother's a great bartender. And one day I walk in and he's in the restaurant on an interview wearing this horrible yellow shirt, by the way. I've never told you that, and it was awful. But I told him that I was like, you cannot embarrass me. Like, this is my job, and if you mess up, then this is my name on the line. And he did a great job there. Took it one step further, though. I got my job at Amazon, and then, of course, Casey followed me there. Got him his job at Amazon. Shortly after, I bought a condo, and Casey just couldn't resist not living with me. So he bought a condo in the exact same building, which there is 6 units, ladies and gentlemen. 6. He lived 1 unit above me over to the other side. On a weekly basis, he would run down the stairs, like I could hear him like he was in the house, like, Kristen! And then he's like, hey, do you have vegetable oil? I'm making brownies. And I had to like beg the girl who was selling the condo to like, please sell it to my brother, because how would he ever get a house other than that? I know. And then I furnished my condo, and it was weird. I went upstairs one day and I'm like, why am I in my condo? We have the exact same dining room table, the exact same entertainment center, and I even went as far as backlighting the TV, and what do you know? Casey does it too. But I have to say, there's one thing that I cannot take credit for in his life, and that is Alyssa. That is the one thing that he did on his own. I know, and I'm like a little bit disappointed because I had this like whole storyline about how I've given him everything in his life, but I think it might be the one thing that he did right, and without his sister's help. So With that, I want to say welcome to the family, and I have a couple words of advice for you about Casey. I think you're gonna like it here. We've held Megan hostage for like 6 years, and I think she might be happy. Well, maybe. Yeah, she's stuck. But here's the thing: don't watch scary movies with Casey. He will sleep at the end of your bed for at least a week. The end of the bed. He has bloody noses profusely. So keep Kleenexes around the house at all times. And let him have a good cry every now and again. He'll need that. So someone had to do it, Casey. Someone had to do it. Yeah, they were too nice. So the siblings had to get up here. And with that being said, I want to raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Baker. We are so, so happy to have you part of the family. And I'm going to hand it over to the funnier brother now, who's going to do much more damage than I just did.
Ooh, you've done. Ariane took it easy on you, you know, diamond-studded porpoises and all that. I'm here to tell you that this is real. What you just did, you are married to this woman right here. No, don't laugh about that. You all know, anybody that's married, raise their hand. Yeah, they're fear in their eyes. Because they know this isn't your life anymore. It's our life. Right? No, and for real. What this means is that you now have to work together as a pair, as one, and make this thing what you want. And I believe you guys want to do that, and I believe you guys can do that. So I'm really excited to see you do that. But I'm just telling you right now, I mean, diamond-studded porpoises and all that, like, everybody wants one. Everybody wants one, right? And even when you get one, you're like, this thing breaks down like every 2 days. This diamond-studded porpoise, like, you got to put another oil filter on it or something, and like, it's not as good as it seems. But you know what? It's that persistence. It's that persistence that you love somebody else, and you're there, and you're willing to put in the work. So if you've got that, and I believe you guys do, you're going to be together for a long time. But make no mistake, it's the hardest thing you've ever done. And when you have another little one who falls asleep during, the speeches, it's even harder, right? And when you have another one, it's multiplied by that. So just remember, when you guys have one, right, if you do, that makes things a little bit harder. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm not trying to put a nice little, wrapping paper around it or anything like that. This is real. And you guys need to be prepared for it. But I will say, as bad as that seems, as bad as that is, wrapped up in a little tight present, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's made me a better man. It'll make you a better man. It'll make you a better woman, for sure. So take this as a challenge, because that's what it'll be in a year. It'll be a challenge for you to stand up and say, we're together, we are one, and make that something that you guys strive to be a part of, and honestly, keep it a challenge, because that's what it'll be for the rest of your life. And I believe you guys, not as a bad thing, as a great thing. Because you know what? Anything that is hard shouldn't be, it should be worth doing. And I believe you guys, what you're doing right now it's going to be hard, but at the same time, it's going to be worth doing. And I believe you guys are real suited for it. So take that. Sorry I wasn't as positive as a diamond-studded porpoise, but you know what? It's real advice. And I'll tell you what, you guys are going to be awesome at it. And I'm there the whole way, me and Megan and Quinn, who's passed out right now. We'll be there to support you guys along the way. Thank you. Raise your glass.
I'm gonna. I thought my day was bad because I had to give a speech and play the guitar. Thank you. But Casey, man, this has been pretty brutal for you so far. So I'll take it a little bit easy. Even my wife, these are good speeches, by the way. I mean, that was awesome. Michelle leans over to me and she goes, "You're totally screwed." Thank you. Wow. I wasn't nervous before, and now, okay. So here we go. Alyssa asked me to give me a speech, or for me to give a speech, and I thought, man, I got to play the guitar and do this. Like, that's a pretty tall order. And then she used this line in a text message. She goes, "Because after all, you're my only brother." I was like, okay, I mean, that's a thing, but sure, all right. But no, I'm kidding. I am extremely blessed to be a part of this day. Thank you very much. And I think that these moments are incredibly rare, unfortunately, where we get to honor each other and say kind words. I mean, we all love each other, but, like actually taking the time to do that. And I thought about that, and I thought, what I would recommend for you guys, and what I hope you make into good practice in your marriage, is not waiting for the anniversaries, the birthdays, like that you honor each other regularly. And Michelle and I, we got to take a premarital like counseling thing through church, and one of the things they said was, and you'll like this because you're a money guy, but like build equity. And I thought, okay, and basically, just like not waiting for like constantly pouring into your marriage, so that when the hard stuff comes, because it will, that you have reserves. You're not at zero and you're not negative. And that has served us very well. And so I would just encourage you to make that a practice. Alyssa, I love you. You are beautiful inside and out. And I really enjoyed getting to see the pictures last night at the rehearsal dinner. And it made me remember all of our creative adventures. You have been a good friend to me. And I know that there were probably like I don't think it was me, probably more so your bratty years, but yeah, we went through some hard times. But I mean, you have been a really good friend, and I'm so happy for you guys today. I'm proud of you. And I think you used in your speech last night, and forgive me, but it was either fiercely stubborn. Alyssa is fiercely stubborn or stubbornly fierce. It was a combination of one of those two words, and I don't know. But either way, I was like, this is so good, because I'm like, Casey actually knows Alyssa, and you are prepared. So this is very good. But in all honesty, Alyssa, that's not a negative thing, and I think Casey recognizes that. I really appreciate the things that you've chosen to pursue and the things that you have chosen not to pursue. And I think it's because you are unwavering and you are fiercely stubborn. So own it. Casey, my first time meeting you was incredibly awesome and a little confusing at the same time. My wife had the great idea of throwing an SNL-themed party in Seattle. And Alyssa goes, "Hey, can I invite this friend?" I'm like, "Sure, as long as he dresses up. In character, SNL characters only." Casey shows up as Chris Farley. And what's the name of the character? A Van Down by the River? Yeah, And I was like, this guy's awesome. Like, he showed up, good time, we had a blast. But I was a little confused, and I didn't know how to, and I'm sorry, but I didn't know how to, approach this afterwards. And I was very delicate about it. I was like, so... Casey's a big guy, right? Is he a big guy? Turns out you're not. You are very fit, and and so much so that when we went snowboarding, I was like, gosh dang it, this guy's smart. He's athletic. Anyways, yes. But I was also very taken aback at your friends' speeches today and yesterday. And what it made me realize is I want you not just as a brother, but I want you as a friend. I want to get to know you the way these guys know you, because I can see how much they love you and how good of a time you guys have. So I'm so much looking forward to that. Yeah, thank you for loving my sister from the bottom of my heart. And more importantly, thank you so much, Casey, for not having flowing, luscious hair. Because, yeah. I am not even joking. I would have destroyed you. I would have made sure this day never happened. So, anyway, we're all here. Raise your glasses. A toast. A toast to Casey and Alyssa. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much. Tony, you were screwed. Hey, I just want to thank everybody that's here, the Baker clan and their friends, and the Young clan and my friends, and the Grahams. Thank you so much for attending this this shindig that we just love. Casey, I tell you, I can't be prouder to have you as a son-in-law. What I heard last night, it was just amazing. Like Tony said, I said, this guy really knows my daughter. And I'm just really happy that you're in my family, and we'll be praying for you every day. And Alyssa, and we just thank you that you're part of our family. Alyssa, special girl. I remember looking into her big brown eyes when she was born, and I thought, you're going to cost me a lot of money someday.
He didn't say that.
Alyssa was special right from the very, very beginning. The personality that she has now, she was born with. We could not keep her tied down to the ground ever. She was in a crib probably a month before we had to lower it to the ground and lower the railing down to the floor because she was going to get out of it. And in the high chair, I'd stare at her and I'd go, you're staying in that high chair, and I'd shove it just as tight as I could and put her Cheerios out in front of her, and she'd look at me right in the eyes, and she'd start wiggling and wiggling and wiggling, and she was out of there. That was Alyssa. And, you know, I just watched her grow up and all the things that she did. I remember, I wanted to be an equal opportunity dad, so I got her involved in sports, and she tried everyone. And I remember baseball, especially. Here's little Alyssa, you know, she's, she'd get up to the plate, and she never swung the bat once. But she had such a low pitching thing that she always got on base. Walking. But she would stand out in the outfield and look at the grass, but you know, she was a cheerleader right from the very beginning. She'd be in the dugout, and pretty soon the girls would be cheering and screaming and talking and all that. And I thought, okay, well, she's having fun, but there's no scholarship there. And it was the same thing with basketball. Basketball was kind of my forte in high school, and I wanted her involved in basketball. Now, it didn't matter. The coach told her one time, he goes, look, you're going to be guarding this girl, and I just want you to stay on her. Just, you know, and I don't know if you guys have ever played basketball, but when you got a guy that doesn't know how to play basketball, but he's just in your face all the time, it's just like, oh, come on, just, you know, get out of the way. But this, Alyssa played defense, even on offense. She would glue herself to this poor girl, and it didn't matter whether she was playing defense or offense. So again, I thought, well, there's no scholarship there. So then it was on to soccer, and it was kind of the same thing. But I tell you what, you know, just she's just such a cute girl, and then the friendships that she developed, and she'd bring home these girls that were just first-rate quality, and our our faith in God, Linda was really good about talking to the kids about that. I kind of am ashamed about the fact that when we put the kids down bed at night, that was kind of Linda's deal. I wish I had if those days over again, but anyway, later on, Alyssa, when she got engaged, she asked me, she goes, "Dad, I'd like to save some money. Is there any way I can come back and live with you guys for a year while we're engaged and save some money?" And I said, "Yeah, Alyssa, I built that big house and you were in it for like a month. And Linda and I are knocking around in a big house, and we'd love to have you back." So what a great year it's been. And the hard part will be when she used to go out the door to work. "I'm leaving, Dad. I love you." And that'll echo in the house forever. And but I'm so happy for you. Your life is going to be fantastic. I do want to say, though, I mean, your friends have been very good about talking about things that, you know, it is a serious thing. And I know that you love the Lord, and that's going to be everything. And I know Casey loves the Lord. And things happen in life that are bad, and there's no explanation for it. God is God, and He's above us, and we don't understand His ways. And when things happen, just know that He loves you. And I just wish the best for you. I'm glad that you guys are in Bellingham. That's going to be awesome. And so anyway, don't forget your cat. You know, I thought I was going to miss the cat. Because when the house is empty and I'm working downstairs, I'm in this big house and the cat is the only thing that's around. And it loves to jump on my desk and stand on my keyboard and stare me in the face, and just it butts its head against my chin. And I kind of love the cat, but I'm sure the cat's going, "I hope Alyssa takes me home too," because I think I step on that cat at least once a day. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody that took time out of their busy schedule to come to this wedding. I love all of you guys. My friends are just amazing friends. And it's been such a support to Linda and I. And I don't know did you want to say anything at all?
I will just say, he told me that I had to stand up with him and be the funny guy. And I thought, I am like gracious, graceful, you know. I'm elegant. I do not want to be the funny guy. And I'm so glad that he did such a great job without me.
I need that back.
No, just a minute. No, he gave it to me. He gave it to me. I just want to say, you know how much I love my friends. Oh my goodness. I love my friends. And I think every one of you that have helped, Jan Stamey helped make these beautiful arrangements in the table. Michelle Dahl was right there, her #1 assistant, and I was just the gopher that put things in the garbage can. And I mean, I could go on and on and on for all the people that have done so much for our wedding. It's just like, if I start saying it, I'm gonna skip people, because I have the best friends in the world. And that's what I wish for Casey and Alyssa, because my friends have supported us through really hard times and really great times. And I just hope the best for them, the way that we have it. And life can be really high and really low, and you just got to stick in there and hang in there and make it work. And then when you're done, not done, but
That's good to know.
when you're respectful age, this is what you get. And so
I was going to say one other thing. Casey, I don't know if you know this, but Alyssa is a clone to Linda. Well, you know, all the things you said about her fiery whatever. Yeah. So when that happens, call me.
dilly.
You can take it back.